Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It's episode 119, and today I just want to start things off by saying a huge thank you for the massively positive response that we got on the previous episode of Hermitcraft. As you guys know, I don't do world tours particularly very often, and there's a reason for that. I want to make sure that there's a lot of progress between world tours. There's no point in doing a world tour every 10 episodes or so, because then nothing will have changed. But this world tour had 100 episodes between the previous one, or almost 100 episodes, which means a lot has changed. Builds have gotten pretty insane, and by the sounds of things, you guys really enjoyed seeing my reaction to the builds, which was genuine amazement. I can't believe some of the things that the Hermits have been doing, and I'm going to take a lot of inspiration from their builds and bring them forward into my own builds. At least, that's kind of the plan. So, for example, idea number one is that I want to get some more vertical height into my base. Seeing Impulse SV's insane ocean base has made me realise that mine's a bit of a pancake, and it might be an idea to start expanding upwards. I don't really know how I'm going to do that yet, but I really, really want to do it. Maybe add another diamond up in this area? Who knows about that one? My elytra just ran out. Oh, I have not learnt from the mistakes that... I've not learnt from the mistakes that I literally just uploaded a video this week, putting that in as a mistake that I always make, and I'm sorry, ZF, but I've got to break my way out of your game. Oh, how embarrassing. Now that I've managed to recover myself and I've fixed my broken little legs, idea number two is to create a giant shape that encompasses the entire base. So potentially a gigantic diamond or potentially a circle that will go around the entire outside of the base. That could look pretty good. Also, idea number three is to take out some of this water here and essentially create a shape out of glass. I was thinking like a big V, and then have that go back in stairs up to this area. So we'd have glass kind of dropping down like this, and all of this water would be removed, leaving a really cool kind of abstract shape. That could look potentially awesome if executed well, and also if we work out something to do in this area, because that could make things tricky. But of course, I really want to know your thoughts. Let me know down in the comment section what massive changes you want to see made to this base, and I'll take them all into consideration, because you guys are smart. You come up with awesome things. Anyway, that's enough talking. Plan number one for today's Hermitcraft episode is to clear out all of the water that we have left over in our gigantic potion brewing room that we created in the previous episode of Hermitcraft. Now in that one, we managed to clear out all of the water on the top, but we still have the base layer left to go. So, I am in the process of placing in all of the blocks to create our grid, to place in all of the sponges, and then we can start placing in the sponges and hopefully get rid of this stuff. And just a quick heads up, I still haven't found the extra sponges that are lying around in my storage system. We spotted them in, I think, 2 episodes ago. Oh my word. Oh man, this place is already starting to fill up with mobs. Thankfully though, I have brought my bow, and I'm actually using it incredibly well. Look, check out my aim. I said check out my aim. I can hit a bat from a mile away. See? I'm incredible at this. Oh, no, I'm going to count that. Anyway, this grid is now completely finished, so we're ready to start placing in all of the sponges. I have 18 of them in total, so I'm going to fly around and do this. And you know what? I'm going to do it in the form of a third-person time-lapse, and it's going to have music. And I think you're going to like this song. It's so stupid. Can you really believe how stupid that is? Seriously. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Stupid, 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 really stupid. Stupid, 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 stupid. Stupid. That was genuinely stupid. Stupid, 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 really stupid. Honestly, I can't believe that that's even a thing. I mean, that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Now, how good was that? I mean, seriously, this is probably one of my favourite ones so far in terms of Mumbo Jumbo remixes, and of course it was produced by the very talented Ellie Beatmaker, who produced Sugarcane Pillar, Sugarcane Brick Wall, and also the Cactus String Sand remix as well. So that is the third Mumbo Jumbo song that I have now got. We're about a third of the way to the full studio album, but as I say, I'll put a link to Ellie Beatmaker stuff down in the description so that you can check it out, because extremely talented, extremely talented. But anyway, as you can see, all of the water is now gone, and this place desperately needs to be lit up because there are mobs in pretty much every single one of these little chambers. Yeah, it's a bit deadly. I am getting absolutely battered here. I'm trying my best to run around and just place in sea lanterns very quickly, but as you can see, there are mobs everywhere, and these skeletons are brutal. They are knocking me off my perch faster than I can place in the sea lanterns, but I think this should do the trick, and I think everywhere is now fully lit up. Well, maybe that one and that one. Okay, I think we're done. Mining out stone feels painfully slow when you don't have a haste 2 beacon. I mean, I can't believe this is efficiency 5. What does a regular diamond pickaxe feel? I can't even imagine what a regular diamond pickaxe feels like. And there we go. This space is now fully cleared out, and an added bonus is I managed to get one of these dudes as well. So I've managed to get myself a zombie smith head, apparently, so we'll add that one into the head box. But now what I need to do is I actually need to create some designs for these potion brewing stations and work out where on earth everything is going to be going, because this place is massive. So I've laid out some areas in which each one of our potion brewing stations is going to be. Now we're going to have 10 potion brewing stations for the 10 potions that I want, and each one of them is this big, so we've got a lot of space to play with. Now I'm not 100% certain about the sea lanterns. I'm really not certain about the sea lanterns. In fact, I almost think that it could be cool to put glass in these gaps, and there may be sea lanterns underneath that glass. It's just, that's a little bit bright. Just a tiny bit. That's a big improvement. I decided against the glass because we already have a lot of glass going around up here. So instead I've used dark prismarine, and we kind of have this sort of thing going on. Much better. Right, let's do it on the other side, then pop into the redstone testing world to actually design these potion brewers. I've actually taken it one step further. I've placed in all of the sea lanterns on the other side, so we now have both sets of pathways, but also I have lit up all of this central area, added in all the decoration, and made this place actually a place that isn't filled to the brim with sea lanterns. And it is looking, as I said earlier on in a previous episode of Hermitcraft, it looks like a spaceship hangar. Like once we open up that doorway there, it looks like the hangar of a spaceship. It's completely bonkers. And one thing that I do want to see is I actually want to pop out and see what this thing looks like from the outside, because I actually haven't seen this yet. So if we fly out over here, okay, that looks pretty cool, but I wonder... Oh man, we've got a giant space underneath the base. Nice. Oh, how cool is that? The base expands ever further. Anyway, now that we're done with building, it's time to actually design these potion brewing stations. So I've got a 5x7 area to work with, and we need it to be compatible with gunpowder, redstone, and then all of the actual ingredients themselves. And I also want to have item indicators too. But before we build that, check this thing out. If you haven't seen yesterday's redstone video, then please do go ahead and watch it, because I am very proud of this thing, and I spent a lot of hours working on it yesterday. A lot of hours. Right, I think I've created a system that should work for all potions. So, if we hit this button right here, that will release all of the water bottles that should be in this brewing stand. So they'll be released, and then a new set of water bottles will be put inside the brewing station, and then, as you just heard right there, all of our droppers fire in the correct order. So as you can see, these are all being sorted out. I don't actually have any ingredients in. I was just using it to check the actual order of the droppers. So that all works. And then over in this corner, we've got these two droppers over here, which are for our glowstone or our redstone, or is it gunpowder? No, glowstone or redstone, whether we want it to be really powerful or last a very long time. And we can select that using this system here. So we can either have glowstone or we can have redstone, and that will decide which of these droppers get powered and which of those is going to be dropped out into the system. Then these other three are for the ingredients, so for example nether wart, and then we can have sugar, or nether wart, something else, and then something else if we need 3 ingredients for 1 potion. Okay, I think this is it. Oh, and we have level indicators as well, so if we run out of an ingredient, then we'll be able to tell what we've run out of. This really does have everything, and it fits within the space perfectly. Okay, let's build 10 of them. The only slight thing is, this is obviously going to use a ton of redstone resources, and all of my redstone resources have been eaten up by my storage system. So we're going to have to gather up a whole ton of those. So to build these things, we need 10 sticky pistons, 20 pistons, 50 chests, 120 pieces of redstone dust, 40 redstone torches, 80 repeaters, 10 brewing stands, 50 redstone lamps, 50 comparators, 100 hoppers, 50 droppers, and 10 observers. It's not a ridiculous quantity of redstone componentry. I mean, it's a decent amount, but it's not a ridiculous quantity, and I'm about halfway through collecting up most of it. We are down to the last item. I have gathered up all of the redstone components. The only thing that we have left is the brewing stands, and they require blaze rods. Now, I'm fairly certain, not 100% certain, but I'm kind of certain that Impulse SV has some form of blaze farm somewhere. Atlantis Gold XP farm. Okay, this doesn't sound like it's where I want to go. Maybe off in this direction? I think potentially this could be on the money. Ah, I have returned to this strange staircase, which according to the comments is actually for boats, so that we can transport, well, ourselves in boats, but also other things up the stairs in boats. That's pretty cool. Thank you ever so much for all the information. Okay, as far as I can tell, there isn't much of a blaze farm, so I'm going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. Do they not drop blaze rods every single time? And this entire place is covered with slabs too. You know what? Now that I've actually gathered those things, it's got me thinking. So if there isn't a blaze farm on the server, which as far as I can tell there isn't, at least no one's released an episode showing off a blaze farm. If there isn't one, then that would actually be a really fun project for me to take on the Hermitcraft server, because I've never built a blaze farm. As far as I can remember, I've created designs for them in the past, but I've never actually created a fully functioning blaze farm in survival Minecraft. Yeah, we should probably make the potion brewing room before I take on that project, because I'm going to get set fire to a lot. One thing that we hadn't actually done is gathered up all the blocks that I was going to need to place the redstone on top of. So I have decided to go for Cyan Concrete. Now this is a block that I have not used for a very long time. Obviously we started off the base with it. That is the ground floor of the base, but then from there we didn't really do anything with it. So I've got myself a whole bunch of the stuff. Hopefully that's more than I'll need today, and then we can use it here and there throughout future projects. Finally, some progress is actually being made on our potion brewing stations. Those things are now going in. But one thing that I thought I'd quickly do is expand out our room a little bit. The potion brewing stations are next to the wall on this side, but there's a 1 block gap on that other side, and I thought I'd quickly change that because otherwise it'll drive me around the bend. Part 1 of this build is all complete. We have got the fronts of all of these potion brewers in place. The way that I'm actually building these things, instead of building them one by one, I thought I'd build them all bit by bit. So we're doing 10 of them all at once, but building them piece by piece. So the next thing that I've got to do is I've got to do the redstone circuitry for the release mechanism and also all of the dropper mechanisms. Stage 2 is now pretty much completed as well. So we've got all the redstone in place for the bottom section, we've got all of the hoppers, and we have all of the droppers. And this has quite clearly highlighted to me that we should probably light these things up. And for the first time in today's episode, I've been making a conscious effort to carry my bow with me. I've actually forgotten my arrow. Get out of here and get out of here. Yeah, just pretend that hit. And here we are with stage 3, now all completed as well. So all of the redstone repeaters and repeater timings are now in place. So this is going to be controlling all of the droppers, which are going to be sending the items out into all of the hoppers. So that's pretty good. Okay, where do we go from here? I'm trying to remember what the design actually looks like. Okay, we've got... Oh, we've got the pistons down at the bottom that will toggle between glowstone and redstone. Those still need to go in. And then also we need to place in the redstone lamps, which are going to be signifying when these droppers are running out of items. I've also lit up these things now too. So hopefully things should stop spawning up there. I think it should be too bright for anything to spawn. And these things look tiny in this massive room. Yeah, this room's pretty big. We need to work out something to do in the center. Nothing's coming to mind. Once again, your suggestions down in the comment section really would mean the world to me. The only slight problem with this place is that it is filled to the brim with slimes permanently. This thing has essentially become a slime farm. Like, we have built a slime farm. We've built a slime farm in the center of the base, but the issue is I don't want a slime farm in the center of the base. This is meant to be my potion brewing area. So yeah, that I don't know how to solve. Is there any way that I can solve that? I'm not 100% certain. Anyway, pistons are in. Final step now, redstone lamps. Finally, this project is now all completed. All of these things are now in place. They're all built, and they're all looking really, really good. I'm chuffed to bits with how this room has come together. And I have to say, this has been a really strange project, because I will be the first to admit that standing back here and looking at it, it doesn't look like much, does it? I think it might be because of the size of the room. I don't know. I don't know why it doesn't look like much. But this has taken me ages. This has taken me absolutely ages. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this up for today. I'm going to wrap up all of the potion area, and then we can come back to it in a future episode, fill it all in with the ingredients, and also do some extra work on this entrance. But for now, I actually have a few bases that I need to visit to finalize the Hermitcraft tour that I did in the previous episode. Two people I missed. ZF, which I said that I couldn't find his base, but people have informed me where it is, so I can go there. And also Joe Hills. I can't believe I forgot my next door neighbor. That is totally ridiculous. Look. I can take off. Hang on. There's his base. How could I forget his base? So let's fly over there first. And holy mackerel, it has changed since I've last been over here. Wow. So there's the Crazy Sheep Hill. I've seen that one. I have a feeling if these guys don't have name tags... Yeah, these guys don't have name tags. So you know... so you know my passive mob farm hasn't really been doing that well? It's right here. You know it hasn't been doing really that well? There is a chance that those mobs on that hill have something to do with that, because obviously there's a shed load of them. Why would mobs spawn in that area if there's just thousands of them over here? So I think that there is a chance that that could be the cause of the issue, because as you can see, there's so many of them. But anyway, this is Joe Hill's base, and much like Iskal, he has like a bit of an eclectic mix of things going on. So we've got this area down here. Now what's going on here? We've got a nice little hut. I mean, this place is really, really cool. I'm like, these are what I would describe as being old school Minecraft builds, in that this reminds me of like 2012 Minecraft. For those of you who don't know, Joe Hills is actually one of the original hermits on the Hermitcraft server. So I came along in season 2 of Hermitcraft. Or season 3. No, season 2. I started in season 2 of Hermitcraft, and I had been, now this is an admission, I had been a massive fan of the Hermitcraft server. I used to watch the Hermitcraft server all the time, and should I say this? I actually applied to join the Hermitcraft server. I sent a message to the original owner of the Hermitcraft server, Generic B, asking if I could join the Hermitcraft server, and I actually got turned down, funnily enough, the first time around, because I didn't have that many subscribers, and I'd never really done a Let's Play before. It was a totally justified turn down. I was on like episode 5 of my Mumbo survival world type thing. Yeah, I can understand why they would turn me down. Thankfully, Exumavoid invited me in Hermitcraft Season 3 when I had about 70,000 subscribers and had actually had a decently long-running survival Let's Play. So then I got invited, and that's when I joined. But Joe Hills has been here from the start. He was in the first season, and some of my favourite episodes of Hermitcraft were when Joe Hills and Generic B had created a base that had a bunch of traps on the entrance. So his base was meant to be impossible to get into, and Joe Hills was trying to crack his way in, and it is just hilarious. There's some of the funniest episodes of Hermitcraft, proper old school Minecraft, just people having fun. It was brilliant to watch. But anyway, I haven't really looked at Joe Hills' base. I'm sorry, I've just kind of been talking through it. This place is really cool. Yeah, I like it. Really, really liking it. Okay, let's head back over to the nether portal, which I do believe his nether portal is off in this direction. Oh, and a note about this thing, actually, before I go. This is a bit of a homage to a Rubik's Cube that Joe Hills built in my base in Hermitcraft Season 2. It was an enormous prank, absolutely huge. So big, in fact, that Rubik's themselves, the creators of Rubik's Cubes, tweeted out the video. They tweeted it out saying how cool it was. So yeah, that's a little bit of fun. Anyway, let's head over to ZApps. Now, I'm not 100% certain, but I'm fairly certain that this could be the tunnel to ZApps' place. I really don't know. Zed's base. Here we go. This is the one. I've managed to find the tunnel after a lot of searching. Well, that's just brill. You know, ZApps, right? If you're going to place a sign that has arrows, and then you're going to have a tunnel going off in this direction, don't place the arrows going across here. I'm fairly certain he was saying this is the tunnel to go down to get to Zed's place. Although I'm not 100% certain. I don't know where I'm going to end up here. But this looks like ZApps' place to me. Yes, I would recognize this place straight away because it is bizarre. Okay, so I remember this. This has stayed pretty similar. It's so crazy. It's so difficult to navigate. I don't understand how he gets around. But this place is definitely new. So it looks like he's got very nice potion brewing stations. I've never seen that design before. I don't even understand how that design works. So wait, do you spin that and it will... So that spinning will update the observer. Oh my word, that is genius. That is genius. I have no clue if that is Zed's design. But seriously, that is seriously cool. So yeah, if you spin this, it will update that observer, it will kick into action some form of potion brewing station, I imagine, and then it will send it through into a water stream. Once again, I imagine, this is all hypothetical, but it will send it through into a water stream, and then it will drop down in the center here. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so it will be brewed up in this area here. So it's just going to send down the ingredient. Even so, really, really smart. That's such a cool idea, especially as someone who's just built a potion brewing station and is now a little bit upset that that idea is so much cooler than mine. Right, so now we're making our way through and out into this area, and I'm not 100% certain if anything's changed. I don't really know. Let's take a look around. No, this spot looks pretty similar to how it was the last time I was over here. But it still looks cool, and this guy, the squither, is still in place as well, which I personally think is a lovely detail to have. Right, so I think that should wrap up everything for the world tour. There is TFC. I really don't know how to get to TFC's base. I have absolutely no clue. So once again, you might have to let me know down in the comment section. Also, a lot of people were saying that I should head over to XP Crafted base, and also all of the people from the NHO jungle. Because they haven't played for a long time, I thought it's probably not worth going to their bases because not much will have changed since the previous world tour. So that's the reason that I skipped out all of those guys. But for the time being, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got time for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please sure to hit that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.